Is it hard for you to be intimate and trust the people that you're with? If this feels like it's you, then this video is definitely for you. Hi, beautiful souls. It's Tan back here again today with you on this Astrology, Human Design, and Gene Keys channel. And before we get started today, I wanted to let you guys know that we have a very exciting new service up on the Tan Astrology website. So we are now offering yearly forecast readings for you guys, which means that we're going to be looking at your annual perfections and some transits that are upcoming for you within a particular year. So if you have questions about how to navigate a particular year in your life, then head over to my website, check out that reading. It's going to be done by our amazing and talented astrologer, Antonia Earls. She has forecasted my year this year. If this feels right for you, if you feel called to it, then grab this reading for yourself. There is now currently a summer sale that we're doing. If you want to get a discount for this limited time, you can type in a coupon code when you purchase this reading. So the code that you have to type in is Uranian Soul. Uranian Soul. So when you purchase, type in this code and you can get a discount on this particular reading only for this summer. Once the summer ends, this code will no longer be valid and the sale will end as well. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the top 3 indicators in astrology of why it may be hard for someone to trust another person. So when we're talking about trust here, we do mean something that can be both intimate. Usually it's going to be quite intimate. Like it's hard for you to trust a person when you're in an intimate relationship with. Maybe that has to do with sexuality, like really opening up sexually. Or maybe that means in terms of just being vulnerable and sharing a part of yourself. But this can also be applied to like social situations. Like if you find that it's hard for you to interact with people in a social situation, or to like even just like let people in and knowing who you are in a social situation, this video also applies to you. So one of the number one sign that it's gonna be hard for you to trust others is when there is a Moon-Pluto aspect in your natal chart. And if Moon and Pluto are in the same sign, but they're a little bit far apart, this may still apply. So we're talking about all aspects between the Moon and Pluto, the conjunction, the square, the opposition, the inconjunction, the biquintile, the quintiles, the trine, the sextile, all aspects between Moon and Pluto. Now the difference is that when you have it in a hard aspect, except the conjunction for this one, so a square or opposition or inconjunction, it will cause some discomfort in your life, which means that at some point of your life, you want to take aware, conscious action to overcoming the obstacles of not being able to trust others. The trine, the sextiles, and sometimes the quintiles and biquintiles and the conjunction are lazier aspects in this case. The conjunction is not necessarily lazy, but it doesn't bring so much awareness. So what this means is that you may be somebody who finds it hard to trust other people, but not taking the conscious action to actually overcome this particular obstacle. And then you continuously find yourself quite lonely when you are in intimate relationships. So this, aspect between Moon and Pluto, what it's actually telling us is that you need to be able to find emotional security within yourself. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to trust, there's not a lot of people that you're going to be able to trust 100%. Nobody, not even your husband or wife, not even sometimes your mother or your father, not even your children sometimes. The only person that you have to be able to trust in this world is yourself. So you want to be able to create for yourself a solid emotional basis, meaning that you know how to be alone without having emotional ups and downs, or without shutting yourself off from your own emotions when you're alone. You want to know where your emotions are coming from when they're coming. You want to know what traumas triggered those emotions in the past and why it's becoming a sensitive spot in the present day. You want to know that if someone does betray you, how you are going to emotionally cope with that. You want to trust that you're going to be strong enough to emotionally cope with something like that. This is building that solid emotional foundation within yourself. When that happens, and you're in an intimate relationship with another person with Moon Pluto aspects, it makes it easier for you to open up and to give the other person some level of trust. It may not be 100% trust, because trust with yourself is the most important, remember? But you'll at least be able to share and be vulnerable and at least open the doorway to an intimate experience. So that's the first aspect. Now, the second aspect that makes it hard for somebody to trust another person is when you have Pluto, again, coming to the planet Pluto, strongly placed in your chart somehow, like it's conjunct the ascendant, it's on the midheaven, it's on the IC, it's on the descendant point, or it's just very, very strong somehow in your chart. If you think about Pluto and the god Hades, the god of the underworld, you will see what Hades did to Persephone. Like, he basically kidnaps her and brings her to live with him in the underworld because he's lonely in the underworld. It's cold down there and he needs beauty and he needs love, and Persephone is the embodiment of that, so he captures her. But then again, what it really comes down to in this case is that, and of course the traits that Hades displays is possessiveness and jealousy, and that's what Pluto can also do in your chart. It can create some amount of possessiveness and jealousy, and that is stemming from not trusting. And again, who do you have to trust? Who do you not trust? You have to trust yourself. Who are you not trusting? You're not trusting yourself. Because again, it's kind of like the first scenario where you're not going to be able to ever trust anybody 100%. The only person that you need to trust in this life is yourself. You need to trust that you can be self-sufficient. You know, Hades needs to learn that he can be self-sufficient without Persephone, that he can create a warm, beautiful underworld without Persephone. He has to be able to do that, cultivate that for himself, have that independence, have that self-sufficiency. And with that independence, with that self-sufficiency, trusting that you'll know how to emotionally handle a situation in which another person betrays you, that you will be strong enough to handle that. So that's kind of what it comes down to at the end of the day with Pluto being very strong on somebody's chart. It's about surrendering, finding security within yourself, and then surrendering to a relationship, whatever needs to happen. For the third indicator that shows that it's hard for you to trust another person in astrology, I would look at the moon being an aspect to Neptune. So this is going to bring in a different perspective here. So when the moon is in any aspect to Neptune, except this one, we're going to accept the trines and the sextile, the easy aspects. So we're going to go with Neptune conjunct moon, or Neptune square, or opposite or in conjunct to the moon. These are the harder ones to navigate when it comes to moon and Neptune. So when the moon is making these hard aspects to Neptune, what's happening is that your intuition about people may be off. So there may be cases in your life where you really, really felt like this person had your good interest, had good interest for you, had good intentions for you in their heart, that they are your savior. You know, that can happen with Moon Neptune, that they are going to love you unconditionally. And then you find out that they were totally the opposite of that. Why does this happen? It's because Moon and Neptune coming together infuses a sense of fantasy, a mist and a fog over your ability to intuitively assess another person's motivations. You don't trust your own intuition about people. You hope, you yearn for, there's a hidden agenda behind Neptune, that this is going to be the one. This is going to be person who is 100% the embodiment of God or goddess, and they're going to save me from whatever situation that I'm currently in my life. There's a really, really strong delusion that can happen This is the agenda of Neptune. It wants to make you feel like, you know, this is the right person in every way possible. And so that you don't have to deal with taking responsibility for your own intuition. Because sometimes your intuitions are going to tell you things about people that you don't want to know, that you don't want to hear, and that you may have to wait longer until somebody who really has good intentions for you comes along, or that maybe you have to make your wildest dreams come true by yourself, that you have to express and be creative and be spiritual for yourself. You have to take responsibility for yourself. That's what it's eventually trying to say. And Neptune doesn't want to take responsibility, but if you want to overcome this, you know, false intuition, take responsibility for how you really feel. So when your intuition is on, you have a very good intuition. So when it's telling you something about a particular person that just doesn't feel right, trust it. Don't allow the hidden agendas of Neptune to pull you in other directions, and then you end up getting yourself hurt. So those are the 3 astrological aspects. And of course, I'm going to infuse a bit of human design and gene keys into this. So when we're looking at human design and gene keys, the number 1 gate that indicates somebody who can be a little bit mistrustful of others is gate 44 and human and gene key 44. And that is the zodiac sign of Scorpio. It's located in the spleen in human design, which is the center of your intuition and your fears. And gate 44 moves from the shadow of interference to the gift of teamwork to the city of synarchy. So gate 44 is all about learning from your past. It's a gate that is going to tell you that you have met some wound mates in your life, people who've betrayed or hurt you in your past. But how can you in the present day learn from that in a way where you get to bond with people again, meaning that you don't let the past dictate your current situation, but you also don't neglect the things that happened to you in the past. So when, let's say that you've been betrayed somehow in the past, and now you are having an opportunity to form a relationship with somebody in your life, and you just sense that this person is going to be right for you, but because of being betrayed in the past, and the fears that are still stuck in your spleen, in your physical body, it gives you anxiety. It gives you the need to run away, you know. So you're not able to really trust that person that might actually be right for you. So you end up damaging the relationship or just running away from the relationship in general. That can happen. Or we could have the opposite scenario where there's somebody coming into your life and they're just not right for you, and you just know it in your intuition that they're just not right for you. But because you want to learn from the past in a different way, meaning that you've been betrayed in the past, but you want to try again and experiment again and want to feel like this is not going to be a repeat of the past. You don't listen to the intuition of how the pattern is repeating itself. So you go for that person and they end up betraying you again. So that's what can happen with gate 44. So gate 44 has to step away from overly attaching to the past, but balancing the past with the present moment, because the intuition, your intuition is going to kick in. You can smell, you can smell right away if somebody is good or not good for you in your life. And, just because they're not good for you in your life doesn't mean they're not a good person. They're just not fitting for you in one way or another. And trust that. Trust how the body feels in the moment. And maybe there's a purification that has to be done. If there's stuck energies in your body from the past, maybe you need to purify that through some kind of breath work, or maybe it's like ayahuasca, or maybe it's just some kind of body tantra and body work that you need to be able to do so that your body is clear, so that the intuitions are coming clear for you in the present moment. And when intuition strikes, it hits once, you feel it in your body, it doesn't come again. So if you let that intuitive knowing pass, the mind is not going to kick in, and the mind is going to play tricks on you. That's when we have the confusion of, can I trust or not trust this person? So I hope that's kind of making sense with gate 44 in human design and gene keys 44. So that's it for this video today, beautiful souls. If you have any of these aspects or gates and gene keys, do comment below and let us know what your experiences have been. If there's anything else that you want to add to this list, because this is just the top 3, just feel free to comment below and let me know and share with the rest of us. And don't forget to head over to my website where you can grab various different kinds of readings. We have birth chart readings combined with astrology and the gene keys. We have ask a question reading where you can ask any question that you want answered. And we now have yearly forecast readings as well. So head over there and whatever feels right for you is right for you. All right. Have a beautiful day, beautiful souls. Bye.